Hello and welcome traders, and here we have the Dow. So you need to ask ourselves, where is this Dow going? And we are certainly very weak. We had a really nice run up into the back end of 2013. We gapped down, and that gap down level has never been closed above. However, when we did pull right back, we pulled back to a support level and held, and spent the next 2 days running up again. In the meantime, this 50 EMA is still bending round. So don't write this market off, but do treat it with all respect, and appreciate that there are a lot of issues up here. Scanning stocks the weekend took me a long time because it was tough to find something of good entry because so many stocks have run so well. They are very expensive, and so we do need a good pullback to get some good entries in some of the stocks. So what am I looking for? I mean this level here is key. If we close below this, we've got 3 hours of trading on the Dow at the moment. If we close below this level, then I would short any pullback and try and trade at least back down to this support level down here from the late November highs. Okay, so we are all the time we're holding the support. We could run sideways and then go and close that gap, close lower than that gap, and this could result in distribution selling because we've got from this level here we've got lower highs, potentially lower highs, and lower lows. So at the moment, we're seeing the sellers are coming in. And so if that zigzag works and we break this level, expect to see at least that tested, at which point that will become resistance and we could, who knows, see some deeper retracements. Let's have a look at this one, but before you write this market off, this is the pound yen, one of the best trending forex charts last year, and this is the daily with the fibs taken from this low here and the 2013 highs. Now this came back to this level of support. We had a lot of selling, and then on the very next day we pushed right up and held up. So what I've done is I've actually bought this level of support here. I bought 170.29. I'm currently 30 points up. I've got a stop to break even +5, and I'm going to forget about it. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't matter. If I come back tomorrow and that's holding 170.80, I will buy pullbacks to see if we can start closing higher and get a retest these highs up here. Now the weekly is very, very extended. This is, it's gone a long way. It's travelled a long way, and like the stock indices, we could be about to see a healthy pullback, because if this turns out to be a shoulder, a head, and a shoulder, and this major neckline breaks, then we're going to come down to at least 164 and possibly down here. But in the meantime, this is bullish. Pullbacks are bought. Pullbacks to the 50 EMA are bought, and this is the first time we touched the 50 EMA since back in November. First touch to the 50 EMA is normally a fade after a move off, so I've treated it as such, and I'm buying here with a free trade. But I'm very cautious, and any sell signal that below this 170.70, and particularly obviously the big round number 170, I will start shorting. Let's look at the dollar pairs. Pound US dollar is right in a very, very interesting apex. This is 2013 highs. This is a massive trend line coming in from August and a dip in November. If we hold here and break 163.75 tomorrow, we are going back up to the highs. But like, we're vulnerable. We are exposed to what could happen to the Dow. If the Dow doesn't want to hold up here, the dollar will get bought, and this low will probably break. And so that selling that we've seen up here will accelerate, and we will start to see 160 and possibly even, if we really get going, we could easily come down to these levels. But if I tidy this chart up and show you just major resistance, that's major resistance. This has been major support. If we come back up here and we can't hold, or we just break the lows, then watch to see if this level here can break. That's 1016260. Alright, so any break of that low in intraday, I would just short that and stay short. Likewise, any break of that high, I will get long and I will stay long. In the meantime, I am long the pound anyhow. So it's very easy to write these markets off. I'm cautious. I'm ready for this market to sell off if it does. But in the meantime, we are in a trend. I'm trading what I'm seeing, and what I'm seeing are certain levels holding. CAD yen, I took it off 20 points shy of my target, and I stood aside. We've touched the daily 8 here, and so we're stuck between the 50 and the 200 EMA. So if this wants to roll over, fine, I'll leave it. If we come down here and start putting in some kind of hammer bar, then I would trade that back up. Otherwise, I'm just standing aside. The yen will be repatriated if the market does drop, and so I don't want to get too wedded to yen pairs in case that does happen. US dollar yen, similar story to the Dow, very, very similar pattern to the Dow. And one thing that is happening is so somebody asked me in the room what I thought of this, and unfortunately I was too cautious, because this is the Euro Aussie. Massive trend, pull back to the 50 EMA, close above this hammer, it pulls back to 152.20, and we're currently 154.35. So I lost my focus on this one because that was a great move, and I will be patient for a pullback here to see if we can get back in that. Pound Aussie is very similar. And right, let's just look across before I move on to other assets. Let's look at the Nikkei. So tremendous move into 16,400, and immediately, I think that was the 2014 open, immediate sell off, and now we are struggling, but we've not broken this key level. If we do break tomorrow's low and this sinks, then that will drag the Dow down with it. And likewise on DAX. Wow, that DAX is a lot stronger. That's the strongest indices out there. So this is why I don't want to get wedded to the idea that these markets are going to roll over, because now if the DAX pulls back to that area there, that could get up to 10,000. Very clean chart. We had a lovely channel here. When we came out of the channel, we put in a W pattern and ran. W patterns are very powerful. It was off major support, broke a wedge, and then off we ran. And any traders who weren't in that found themselves having to chase it. Right, moving across, have a quick look at the FTSE before we go. Now that is a hangman bar, which again suggests that that is too extended. Or some people call it a spinning top. Break 6,800, and that could come all the way down. Oil's run into trouble, and so I would expect that oil to potentially, if we come back to 693 and hold, then I would see that coming back 96. In the meantime, with the hesitant markets, it's struggling to find buyers. I am in rough rice. I want to see if this can shuffle along and bust up. If it does bust up, I would expect that to get to at least 16,000. So I'm long that. If you're not in that and you're interested, there's some nice ETFs out there. I would look to buy 15675. The stop under 154.45 to see if that can bust up. But I've got in down here, so I've got a bit of a buffer. The danger is that is going to be hard to close above, and this could just roll over as well. But I've got a buffer, so I'm going to sit there and do nothing about it. And that corn, I'm just not doing anything with that at the moment. I want to let that settle. I did say at the weekend I'd like to buy 420. We're currently around about 420, 421. We're currently 428. The wheat. That's a hammer with divergent RSI. Would I buy it? Yes. That was a hesitant answer, wasn't it, to my answer to my own question. Tell you what, I'm going to give it one more day's confirmation, because every blue bar here at the moment has just got sold into. Every move to the upside just got sold into. So I'm going to be ultra cautious. Let that go for now, and then I'll buy a pullback if it works. Right, stocks. Banks are doing really well. Barclays is up. That's a reversal bar. New high, close below next day. That's a reversal. Extreme RSI. That's now a buy at 275. But let that drift down. That's very extended. Let that drift down until we get a better price. I was going on about Barclays and 3i all last year. This is 3i. Nice move off the 50 MA. But that is looking vulnerable as well. Let's look at my shorts. Very frustrating week for my shorts. I got short here at 40.50, had some profits next day, and then it just slammed into reverse. So I actually moved my stop up, so I got a very small loss on that. But that's a shame. This was on my short list of the weekend as well. I'm just not trading at the moment. I'm just very cautious. Yahoo, we're shorting Yahoo. In fact, I'm still in this. Just at least I'll check my account, make sure I am still in this. I've lost track of where my stop was. I hope I'm still in it, because the entry, I know what I did. I got short at 41.28, kept my stop at the highs, saw some nice profits that same day. Then it almost looked like it's going to reverse on me. Then it poked up. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I kept the stop above that bar there. I do like to give reversal bars time to work. If you're not in that, you might want to try and get in at 40.50, but you're going to need to stop above 41.50. US oil stocks, I was liking COG. Held this 50%, it's moving up. And let me refer to my list. Let's look at FCX. Struggling. Nice move offer here. Struggling but holding. Let's look at Noble. It's doing okay. A lot of support. If that's going to work, it's got a lot of work to do though. It's got to close above 65.10 to work, otherwise that could just crash into that trend line and drop. So NBL, that's a US oil stock called Noble, and its ticker is NBL. PAA was on my list, that's just fallen out of the way. So Targa, NGLS. Keep an eye on it, but struggling. Diamond offshore. No. Okay, I'll leave it there, and any questions let me know, otherwise see you tomorrow.